Hello everyone, I'm Hilary Chin. Thank you all so much for coming and watching my YouTube channel. Today I want to teach you how to manage data using filters. Now, what is filters in Excel? For instance, if you want to prepare fufu or maybe you want to prepare fufu with corn, the moment you grind that corn and then you use part of that corn, the soft part, to prepare your fufu, the next part or the chaff, okay, at the moment when you want to prepare fufu is not useful. You keep that chaff. Probably if you have a poultry farm, it becomes useful in that poultry farm. That is what filters means. It means you filter your data, use what you want at the moment, and then keep the others when need arises. One of the basic things you must understand, the goal for these lessons is for you to be able to bring out insights from your data sets. When you look at data itself, it doesn't have any meaning until you start searching and getting insights. And insights are gotten from questions. Maybe you work with an organization, they want to get something from a particular location, how many boys, how many girls, etc. This is what it means. Or if you're working with a supermarket, we'll be looking at data of that sort very soon, where you'll be managing data from supermarkets, analyzing their businesses, trying to tell them which product is making profit, which product is doing well, where and when, and which customers are buying regularly. We'll be coming to that data, but for now, we are still walking you through humanitarian data sets and also development data sets. Of course, let's jump in so I show you what this means. If you have not watched our video on how to manage data using SUMIF, COUNTIF, and SUM, please go at the top of my head there and click that video and also take a look. Thank you very much. Let's jump in.
So right here, this is our data, and filter, as we have explained, is just helping you to bring out insight from your data. Okay, so to start our filters here, you have to look at your data and first understand your data. So here we have activities, we have organization type, and we have the name of organizations, okay, which is organization A, B, and C. Then we have organization type, which is UN agencies, international organization, national organizations, okay. And then we have the activities, we have protection, we have WASH, and we have education here. And then we have the total number of boys and total number of girls that each of these organizations are reaching, okay, per their name and per their types. So here we want to ask a simple question. So we want to know what UN agencies are doing in terms of protection. So what we are going to do, we are going to just come here, go up to data. Remember that our first lesson, we looked at SUM, COUNTIF, and all that. And we emphasize that we are going to be bringing you such a lesson so that you can be able to grasp a whole lot. And we really emphasize again that we are going to be using Home tab, Insert tab, and our Data tab. Okay, so right now I'm on our Data tab, and right here we will see what you call filters. This is filter, and I'll put it on. The moment I put these filters on, it brings these small triangles on here. Okay, and once it comes on, it allows you to start filtering. So we want to filter to see what UN agencies are doing in terms of protection. So the first thing we'll do, we'll come here under this column where you have type of organizations. We'll come here and we click that small triangle, and you see that it brings every item uniquely that is found on that column, okay, or in that column. So here we'll unselect and we select just UN agencies because we want to see what they are doing, right? And we select. Once we filter that data, as I said, this is what we want to use at the moment. This is what we see when we filter, and we want to go more specific. We want to see what the UN agencies is doing as per the protection. We'll go now and look for where protection is found. It's found under activities, and we'll also click and filter specifically protection. You see, and that is it. You see how we have filtered our data from the UN agency, the type of organization, to the activities, making it specific. So this is an insight that we have gotten from this data. Okay, we can still come here now and then come here to find out the total number of boys, and we say equals to, and we put SUM. You see how related these are. Okay, and we click our tab, and it tells us that UN agencies is reaching out to 513 girls as per these protection activities. You see now, we can still come here again and share this formula. We can share this formula. No, we cannot share it at the moment. So we can say equals to SUM, and then we come again and reference the area for boys, and we click our tab, and it says they are reaching out to 400 boys. So we can see boys up here, and then we can see girls up here. Okay, so this is just how simple it is to analyze your data. And we can mark this. We'll go back to home, and we mark the whole of this area. We give it a very, very beautiful color, and then we also merge it. Okay, no, sorry, we give we can also help to give it printed lines, okay, to create borders like this. You see, so here it says, now we can go up here to our insert. No, not up, not to insert. We come to this small. You see, it helps us to control the text within the cell. You see, if we want it to move around, we can come up here. You see, remember we are under home, so there's a whole lot that you can do with your data so far as this is concerned. Okay guys, let's move on. If I come here again and I click my backspace, or I click my delete, or I can come here, select these two columns and I right click and then I delete. I'm just doing this to show you different techniques, okay, how to play around with your Excel sheet while you're managing data. So now we have gotten that insight. You can share that with your organization or your company. So now I can go back and I unselect all this. Okay, so I'm taking us through here to see. We're going to be looking at pivot tables. So when we get to pivot tables, you are going to see how easy it is for pivot tables to just do this analysis for us. Okay, we can also do filtering using other methods. If I come under this name of organization and I click here, you see that it says filter here, and it says equals to, it says does not equal, begins with, ends with, contains, and does not contain, customize. Now these are different ways that you can filter. Okay, so right here, if I come here and say begins with and I click, it brings me this option up here. You see this small option here. Now I want to find names here that begins with I. Okay, and I'll just click my capital I there, and then I click OK. You see that the moment I click OK, it gives me every name that begins with I. So you have international organizations begins with I. You see, so this is another way you can filter. Now if I select all these and I come to filter again and I go here, it says ends with or that contains. If I come here and I click, now we have UN agency ends with Y, right? If I come here and I click my Y and then I click OK, you see that it brings me only UN agencies because they end with Y, they end with letter Y. So this is another way that you can filter your data. It's very, very important. If you learn this carefully, you would see how important this is when you start managing your data. Now here it says contains. Okay, so if you look at all the names here, all of them contains A, I think, right? It contains A, so I'll just write A here. Okay, and I write OK. So it comes and pick all the data because all of them contains A. International organization contains A. National organization contains A. UN agency contains A, right? If I come here now and I say that, okay, I just want a data that contains U, right? And I click OK. You see that it brings me only UN agencies because they are the only ones that contains A. So you must know the differences, whether it begins with, whether it contains, or whether it doesn't contain, etc. Okay? So now you see another option here that says filter by colors. Okay, so this is just amazing. So you see that here now it says I should custom my sorting or custom. So right here it says, no, sorry, it says this one is sorting, sorry, sorting. So now it says we are not seeing color here, clear from. Okay, so here there's something I want to do here. Sorry, there's something I want to do here. I almost got confused up there. There's something I want to do here first. So right here, I'll color these cells. I'll color them yellow. And then I color international organizations with this color. And then national organizations, I'm going to color them with this other color. Okay. This is very, very important, guys. You see, now we have three kinds of colors here. So each time I go here again, you see that automatically it's a filter by color. You see now, and it says sort by colors. Okay, so I'll come here now and I filter. You see that automatically the color sort filters appear. So if I click just this color, you find out that we have only this color appearing here. If I come here and I also come here and I say, okay, I want to filter by this color, and I click. You see that only this color appears. We are going to be looking at this more proper when we start doing conditional formatting. Okay, for now let's just keep it low at this level, and then we show you how to filter at this level. And this is how important it is. Okay, I'll drop that down. Now when we come to numbers, now it's different. If I come to filters here and I say filter numbers, you see that it says less than, between, top 10, you see. But I want us to go to the top 10. So if I click here and I say, okay, I want to find the top 3 items. Maybe your organization is asking you, we want to see the first three agencies that are reaching out to more children or more boys, right? You simply come here and look for the top 3 and you click OK. So automatically it gives us the top 3. Okay, the top 3 or the top 4 that are reaching out to more people. Now, you see that 300 is appearing 3 times, 1, 2, 3, and 400 is appearing 1 time. Now, if we come here again and we go back to our filters and we say that we want to look at the ones that are doing below average, and we click, right? And then, sorry, we come here and we say we want to look at the ones that are below average. You see, it gives us. If we come again and we say that we want to look at the ones that are less than a particular number, right? Less than maybe 100, right? We click OK. You see we have just 50, just 1. So organization C, national organization, education, reach out to less than 100, which is 50 boys. Okay, so this is very, very important for us to note. We can also go and say, okay, we want to look at something between. Okay, we want to see something that is between, is greater than or equals to 200 and less than or equals to 400. Okay, so we have given 2 ranges, right? It should be 400 below and it should be 200 above. So you see here 200 and then you have 400, right? So it starts from 400 below, 200 above. So within that range we can find that data. So when your company asks you any of these questions, you are able to come here and begin to analyze and do your thing the way you want to do your thing. Okay, so this is very, very important. So I can clear my filters from here and it goes away. So again, I can still come here again and say I want to sort. Now we sort from high to low, low to high. Okay, so sorting smallest to largest. So if I click here, you see organizes my data from the smallest and it takes it right up to the biggest down here. Okay, and if I come again here and I say I want to sort from large to small, it starts with 0, 400 and then goes right down, especially starting from this column. It's very, very important. So this is very, very important, guys. So this is how we can manage our filters so far as this is concerned. Okay, let me see if we have another amazing stuff with filters again. Okay, I don't think we have anything concerning filters here again. So this is filters for you guys, and I hope that this helps you. Stay connected and let's keep learning. Thank you.